Go away. Oh, is it putting you as the speaker? There we go. I don't really want to be in full screen though. There we go. Okay. So, oh, shiz. Okay. So I just made some notes so that I don't get sidetracked. So I just kind of like want to run through this. So I know like we haven't talked about like expectations in a while. So I just kind of like want to go over like what like my expectations of myself as a leader is, and then like what like those I like have those same expectations for you guys as leaders. Especially right now as like you're growing your teams, you guys are all charting for, you know, Ruby and Emerald and Diamond, and these are big ranks, and like responsibility comes with these ranks. So it's not just like about, you know, you and you have like a couple people under you. It's like you now, especially some of you guys have like almost your Emerald charts filled out. Like you have a lot of people under you, and you like it's your responsibility to help make sure that they're successful. Just like with any other job, if you get started, you're going to go through like a training period. Some jobs you train for like a couple weeks before they even like throw you into the position of whatever that you're going to be doing. And with something like this, it's so out of the norm for most people and out of their wheelhouse. Like they have no idea what they're supposed to be doing. So unless you're like reaching out to them every day and talking to them and kind of like setting the tone for what they're supposed to be doing, they're not going to do anything because they literally just are clueless. So I kind of want to talk about like training your new DTs, and then go into like your role as like a leader with them. So for getting your new DTs started, immediately when you get them signed up, you should be adding them to the Millionaires chat and getting them in a group chat with you and your upline, so that there's another leader in there that can help you work with them. And you're going to send them the, you know, message about like that, you know, like we're there for them. And, you know, we're there for their support system, blah, blah, blah. You guys should all have that if you don't ask for it, because you guys should get this stuff saved in your notes now that you're all, every single one of you is signing DTs on your own now. So have that. And then the first thing that you want to have them do is get up a post. So I noticed that like we had like this last week, we had some people like put up posts right away and do a product post instead of like like, you know, welcoming themselves to the business post, and they're getting a lot more interaction, and most of them are signing up a customer from that first post. So either like Cleanse, HSN, Keto Coffee. The Cleanse and HSN always do like really good, because like a 2-day cleanse, it's not a huge commitment. Everybody wants to do a cleanse, and a lot of people, you know, take hair growth supplements that don't work, so we might as well give them one that does work. So get them right into putting up their first post. And then one thing that I noticed, just because like I'm in a lot of the one-on-one chats, is that a lot of messages get sent like all at once. So like I want you guys to make sure when you're sending stuff that it's like first you're sending the like, you know, I want you to know that we take being your leaders very seriously, blah, 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 blah. That's it. Just send that. Wait for them to respond. And once they respond, say, okay, sounds good. Then you're going to say, okay, great. Let's get your first post up. And ask them, do you want to post about, I mean, you can ask them or you can just give them a post, but I would just say, do you want to post about our 2-day cleanse, or do a post about our hair, skin, and nails? See what they say, because they know if they, you know, like one of the girls that I signed up the other day, she just graduated hairdressing school. So I knew if I gave her an HSN post, like a lot of people were they all know that everyone she's friends with on Facebook knows that she just graduated from hairdressing school. So if she puts up a hair models post, that's going to get a lot of attention, and it did, and she signed up a customer. So Give them, you know, ask them, and then give them their first post. Let me know when you're done with that. So now you're throwing the ball to them. It's in their court. Now they have to throw it back to you. So they're going to say, okay, put up that post. If you don't hear from them for a little while, then go in and message them. Be like, hey, were you able to get that post up? And if for some reason they say no, be like, all right, well, let's do that so we can start working on getting your customers and earning your shopping spree. You want to like create the urgency for them. Be super excited for them to earn the shopping spree. Like this is like the first bonus that they're earning as a distributor is, you know, $100 in free product. So be excited about it and eager to like help them earn that. And then once they're like, okay, I got my post up, then you're going to say, okay, so we're going to start sending out some messages. I want you to reach out to all the contacts in your phone and then wait for them to respond and say, okay. And then you're going to say, send this message out and give them the message and then tell them, you know, to make sure that they send screenshots. And, you know, when they get responses, and that will help walk them through the conversation. But like, make sure that you're waiting for them to acknowledge you before you send the next blurb. Because if you're sending them like, okay, let's get your first 5 customers here. I want you to send this message out and you're going to do this, and then make sure that you send us screenshots, blah, blah, blah. They're going to get this huge thing and be like, oh, what just happened? So break it down for them into like increments. Let them respond to you, and then, okay, then now we're going to like move on to the next thing. So when you give them the message, send it out. They're going to say, okay, whatever. And then if you don't hear back from them after like a half an hour, message them. Hey, how's messaging going? Have you gotten any responses? Or no, don't say how's messaging going. What did Cheyenne say in that video that she did in the Diamond Chat? I'll have to go back and watch it. I would ask them, were you able to get any messages out? Do you have any screenshots for me? Like something like that.
Yeah, instead of
asking like how messaging's going. But I think that was more for people that were like haven't been sending you screenshots but have been doing this for a little while. Like instead of like when you're doing well, I'll go over that when I go into like doing daily check-ins. Yeah, message them, hey, how's it going getting out messages? Have you gotten any replies? Make sure that you send a screenshot so that we can help walk you through your conversation. And then once they start like sending out messages and they're sending you screenshots from their posts and stuff, I would say probably on day 2, I want you guys to make sure that they know that you added them to the Millionaires chat and that you tagged them in that thing. So on like day 2, I want you to reach out and say, hey, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I added you to our team page. It's called Millionaires Chat, and I tagged you in the Getting Started post. Did you, did you see that? Did you get the notification? Whatever. Make sure that they know that they're in the page, that they got the notification, and ask them if they watched the Getting Started video. And if they say that they haven't, tell them to go watch their Getting Started video. And then make sure that they watch the Instagram training. I think we actually should do a new Instagram training that doesn't talk about Captivate and Cleaner. Maybe like a couple of us can like collab on that. I can talk to Sarah Dente too and see if she wants to like collab on that. But I feel like now that Instagram's kind of changed and we can't use those apps, that we should make a new Instagram training. How do we feel about that? Do we feel like we should maybe do that? Okay. So anyways, but we want to make sure that they know that they're supposed to be posting at least once every day. So this is when you should introduce the 6 list. And the 6 list that I made that I sent you guys is like super detailed. And I made that more for like the new distributor because it literally goes over like, make sure that you post once a day. And it like goes into like what you should be posting, like making sure that you're not being spammy, post selfies, like whatever. So if you guys don't have that, I can send that out to you again. And then I'm going to make like a new DT checklist so that everybody has that. So like as you're training your new distributors, you like can just like go through and make sure that like you're hitting all like the points. And then as soon as these people get their first 4 customers, I want you to get a Ruby chart in front of them. And just say, okay, like you got your first 4 customers, you earned your shopping spree. Now let's get you making an extra $500 a month. And I want you to get a Ruby chart in front of them and explain to them, you know, this is a Ruby chart, and like I'm going to help you get to this rank, however you want to explain it. And then Sydney Stapleton has a short video. It's like maybe 15 minutes long about how to go Ruby in your first month. And I want you to send that to them with the Ruby chart and then say, let me know when you finished watching this. And once they're done watching it, go over like whatever questions that they have. And then we want to get them right into like, okay, who are 5 people that you know that could use an extra few $100s a month, because everybody knows 5 broke people. Like if you don't know 5 broke people, like you're lying, because everybody knows 5 broke people. I know 5 broke people. I know 5 broke people for Jamie too. So I know 10 broke people. So these are the people that we're going to have them reach out to. And then we just immediately want to get them into the habit of like working their business. We don't want it to be like, I don't know if I should say that word. It's like a bad word. We don't want them to be like pussyfooting around. Like we're just going to go right into it. Like you're getting your first 4 customers. Okay, bang, you're going Ruby. Like that's how I wound up going Ruby my second month in the business. Cause it was like my enroller, who had no idea what she was doing, was like, okay, you need to get your first 4 customers because you're going to get $120 shopping spree, because that's what it was back then. And then she's like, and this is a Ruby chart. Go watch Jade Hooper on YouTube. She has a video about how to get to Ruby. It's a 2-part video. Go watch it, and like you're going to go Ruby and you're going to get this $1,000 bonus, and you have to do it in this time frame. And pretty much was like, okay, go find some distributors. And like just threw me out there. Like she had no idea what she was doing either. We're both brand new. And her, me, and one of the girls under me all went Ruby the same month. So like just your distributors, the people that you're bringing in, these girls that you're bringing in onto your team, they're going to follow the lead of whatever expectations and standards that you're like setting for them, because they literally don't know. So, you know, they don't know if like you could tell them like, okay, like we're going to get you to diamond this month. And like, if that's the standard that you set from them from day one, they're going to be like, okay, like I'm going diamond this month. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get this $2,000 a month. Like you're instilling that belief in them and saying like, okay, like we're doing this. So this is what we're doing. And then like, that's going to be the expectation that they set for themselves. So don't be like tiptoeing around them. Like there's going to be the people that jump on and like are like, okay, boom, let's go. And then there's going to be some people that are like, oh, like I don't know, but you have to try with everybody. So like I want that to be like a new standard that we hold ourselves to as a team, that it's like, okay, first 4 customers, boom, Ruby chart in front of you, getting these people to Ruby in their first, getting them to executive their first month and Ruby their second month, because most people are joining this business for that extra $500. And if they start seeing that income in their second month, they're not going to quit. They're going to want to keep going, because they're going to be like, okay, I really can do this. So we just want to like set those expectations and standards for them, set the bar for them, because they're trusting you to tell them whatever it is like that they're supposed to be doing. So like, let's just go for it. You know what I mean? Make sense? Okay. So that's kind of just like what I wanted to go over on like getting new DTs started. So like I've been doing a lot of like research, and I've been talking to a lot of people who have been promoting or had people on their teams promoting. And this is like the general consensus that I'm hearing, is that like these people that have girls on their team promoting left and right, it's like they're like slapping a Ruby chart in front of them like day one. Like, okay, here we go. Like we're getting you to Ruby. You need to get 4 customers, and let's find 5 people that want to make money with you. And it's just like creating such momentum, and that's just like carrying them through. Um, so I just talked really fast. Now I'm like out of breath. So I don't know how you guys keep track of like the people that you're enrolling every month. I don't know if you like physically print out your steps to success, um, or if you like write it down on a piece of paper. Um, um, I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, your steps to success. I don't know how you keep track of it, if you write it down, if you don't write it down, if you're just like, I enroll, and if I enroll, I enroll, and if I don't, I don't, and I don't really know. When I started printing out my steps to success every month and like physically having that in front of me, that's when I started filling out my steps to success every month. So, um, if you're on the Zoom and you don't know what your steps to success is, go look in the document library on eSuite, because everybody that's on this right now should know what the steps to success are. So as you're enrolling distributors, you should be writing their names down on this paper, and then that's how you should be knowing who you're checking in with. So you should all have your charts out. Every single one of you should have your chart printed. You should know how many distributors that you need for your next rank. So like if you're if you're a ruby right now, like you should be getting charted for emerald, filling your volume for emerald, and like once your emerald chart is filled and you're filling that volume, while you're filling that volume, you need to be getting your diamond chart filled. And then when you're, filling your volume for diamond, you should be also getting your double chart filled. So you should always be charting for 2 ranks ahead of where you are. So if you are an executive right now, you should have your emerald chart out in front of you. You should know how many distributors that you need. You should know exactly what you need for volume for your next promotion. So I have a video on my YouTube page on how to chart and calculate volume. If you watch that and you're still confused, just reach out. It's super simple to calculate volume. Charting can get a little tricky. I know some of you guys don't understand like how the maybe not even like anyone that's on here, but there's like people on our team that don't understand like how the tree view works on eSuite. Take some time to like go navigate around through there. There's a lot of different reports in eSuite. There's a lot of really good reports in eSuite. So like when we would do our countdown chats and you guys would be like, how come the volume like went up? Like what happened there? So every day, every morning, I go into eSuite and I go into reports, and then now you have to click on view additional reports, and you go into downline orders. And when you go into downline orders, it's going to show you all the orders that have processed so far this month. So like, this morning, all the orders that processed for today were in there. So that's where you can see credit card decline. So if I see, that say, like Brittany had one today. So Brittany, I show her needing say 120 BV to hit 400 this month, but she just had a 30 BV decline. I'm going to add that back in because I'm not going to count on that credit card to reprocess and go through. I'm just going to look at that and say, okay, that's volume that needs to get filled. So now instead of her needing 120, she needs 150. So then I would update that. So when you're charting and you have your chart in front of you and you're working on filling volume for a promotion, you should be watching those downline orders every single day and checking for credit card declines and seeing, did a card decline under someone where I needed volume, where I was expecting that volume, because now I need to like compensate for that volume with a customer. So always have your chart in front of you. You should always have your chart in front of you and your steps to success in front of you, because if you don't have your chart in front of you, like that's your GPS to where you're going. So if you don't have that and you can't physically look and see what you need and what's going on, you're not going to promote because you are clueless. You're just like, shooting blind pretty much. So If you don't have your chart out this month yet, you need to get it out and get it filled out and figure out who is going to have what for volume this month, what you need for distributors, all of that, and like write it down on there. I know I think every single one of you on here, I already sent you, like I charted for you this month. I want you guys to get used to charting for yourselves, because now that you're growing teams, you're all enrolling distributors. You need to know how to chart so that you can teach them how to chart, because as this team keeps getting bigger and bigger, that layered leadership needs to trickle down, because you're going to get to a point where, like I'm starting to get to now, where like, you know, I can't train everybody on my team one-on-one. Like I physically wouldn't have time in the day to do anything. So you want to create that layered leadership. So you want to learn how to chart so that you can teach your upcoming leaders how to chart, so that they can then teach their upcoming leaders how to chart, and it just trickles down. So if you don't understand charting, if you guys want to like do a Zoom about charting, about figuring out like how to know when you're supposed to be replacing people or filling in boxes, or, you know, calculating volume, like whatever it is, if you guys want to like do a big team Zoom on how to do that, like we can totally do that. I'm down for that. I'm really good at charting. I like charting. But it's going to get to a point where like I can't be charting for everybody, because it's just like you guys' teams are growing so fast. That's a good thing. But it's a lot for me to chart everybody. So I want you guys to get used to doing that for yourselves. And at the beginning of that, every month, I always start a new chart. So no matter like what happened last month, I figure out like what my goals are for this month, like, you know, figure out like who you're going to be using in what boxes for what promotions, like for whatever it is that you're doing, and fill out your chart and calculate volume. I like to just start fresh at the beginning of the month. So I have this new thing. So I got an iPad, so I'm going to just show you guys this because it's really cool. And I know Mandy just downloaded GoodNotes, and you don't have to have an iPad to get GoodNotes. You can get it on your iPhone. It's actually an iPhone app, but I got this app and it's called GoodNotes, and I think it was what, $7.99, Mandy? But so I'm just gonna, let me see if I can screen share. Yeah, AirPlay. I think this is what I want to do. What am I doing? Okay, can you guys see my iPad on the screen now? Yes? Okay. Okay, so this is the app right here. So, come on. Ooh. Come on. Whoop. How come nothing that I want to do on my freaking computer is working lately? Like when I tried to show you guys oh, is it just that I can't show you this app? Interesting. Oh, okay. Well, that's weird. So it won't let me show you the home screen. So, well, that's weird. But anyway, so, like, I'll just show you. Okay, so like, let's just look at like what. I don't want to like put anyone on blast here, but okay, so like here's Lisa's chart. So she is a new distributor. I actually need to refill this out because she's signed up a distributor, so she's going to be charting for executive and then Ruby. So like I sent these to all of you guys this month. So you can go into this app and you can like edit this stuff. So if you guys have this app, I can Dropbox this chart to you, or if you fill your chart out, you can Dropbox it to me. You can put it into GoodNotes. You can edit it and then send it back to me, and I can put it in my GoodNotes, edit it, send it back to you, so that like we are like we can be writing on the same chart together. Do you know what I mean? So and then also like, so I have like my cabs trackers in here. I have like my planner in here. So like I downloaded a digital planner. So this is just cool. Like if you have an iPad, you should totally get this app. I have like a task list, and then you can just like, if you just like hold over, it's annoying that it's not like showing you everything, but no matter like what is on the screen, if you like, so this page, even if I wrote all over it, if I slide over to the left and then I let it go, it will give me a new page but blank. So like you can duplicate charts, even if like you've already written on one. Why are there two planners in here? I don't know what's going on. Anyways, so it's really cool. But you guys, if you get that app, then we can like share. It's $8.99. I thought it was $7.99. Anyways, we can like send documents back and forth to each other, and like we can write on them. Yeah, it's really cool. So if you guys have an iPad, get like a stylus. I am a spoiled rotten brat, so I went and got an iPad and a Apple Pencil for myself for Christmas, because it's my double gift to myself, because I never bought myself something when I went double. Uh, what? What? It was my Christmas present. Anyways, so if you have an iPad, then like you can just get a stylus. Like Sarah got a stylus. I think Mandy got the same one for like $10 on Amazon. You can use the stylus on your phone too, but it's just nice because you can just like write on everything. Anyways, it's really cool. I'm still like learning new like different tricks and stuff with this, but I love it because now when we go to conference this year, normally I would have my iPad, my laptop, my binder with like all my charts and steps to success and all that stuff in it, and my planner, and like literally all I have to bring this year is just my iPad and my pencil, and then I have like a portable keyboard that I had that I've like had this forever. And this iPad actually fits in it, which works out perfectly. But literally, that's all that I have to bring. I don't have to bring my computer or anything because this is so big. It's like essentially a computer. And all my charts and my plan, like everything's in there. So I just love that. So I just want to share that with you guys because I know like I was able to send Mandy a chart, and then she was able to like import it into her app and like edit on it and stuff. It's just like really cool. And as your teams are growing and you guys are needing help with charting and stuff like that, it just like, it's gonna just, it will, if you can do it, like it will just make things smoother for you. If you like can't, if you don't have an iPad and you like can't afford to go out and get an iPad right now, like don't do it then. Like that's fine. I know like Sarah just had an iPhone before she got her iPad, and she just got a stylus and she was just doing it on her phone. So anyways, I wasn't planning on talking about any of that, but I just thought about it as I was like talking about charts and stuff. So just wanted to like throw that out there. So yeah, so understanding your chart, and your chart is your responsibility. So when you guys are looking at your chart, and you know, like I'm looking at my triple chart, and it's called GoodNotes 4, I think. It's like $7.99 or $8.99. It's for iPhone. So if you have an iPad and you're going into your iPad to download it, when you're in the App Store, you have to click on like for iPhone because it's not like an iPad app. Does that make sense? So anyways, your chart is your responsibility. So like right now I'm looking at my triple chart and I'm saying, okay, my third leg needs 24 distributors. And so those 24 distributors that it needs, those are my responsibility. Even though, yes, like obviously I'm hoping that people are going to be helping enroll distributors and that we're going to like be working as a team to fill this chart out. It's my triple chart. I want to go triple for me. And you know, for what that's going to do for me and my family, it's my promotion. So I need to look at that and say, okay, that's my responsibility. All those 400 boxes, those are my responsibility. So when you're looking at your chart, and this is something that I've seen happen, and especially for people who have had distributors placed under them, not saying any of you guys, but especially people that have been on our team that are not on our team anymore, this has happened. But they look at their chart and they say, okay, well, I just enrolled Mandy. And okay, I'm going to put Mandy in this Ruby box. So Mandy needs to sign these 5 distributors that box needs. And then like, they're all going to fill that volume. And like, you cannot look at it like that. You need to look at it like, okay, this whole chart is my responsibility. I'm going to be working super close with all of these distributors and be helping them in getting their first 4 customers, and then, you know, getting their Ruby charts filled out. Like, you're going to be working with them towards that. You're going to be teaching them what you're doing to sign up customers and to sign up distributors. But at the end of the day, it's your responsibility. If you want to hit that promotion, that's why I'm saying, like, you need to know what you need on your chart, what you need for volume, what you need for distributors. And like, at the end of the day, you need to look at the number and say, like, okay, if I want this to happen, like, this is my responsibility. And if people are enrolling along the way and like whatever, like, that's amazing. But I can't expect that from anyone. I can't expect a brand new person to, you know, like my third leg, it's pretty much like starting from nothing. It's just like an empty leg. I'm starting from nothing. And I can't expect that person that I'm throwing in that box that's going to be my diamond to enroll 24 distributors, you know? Like, I can't expect that out of that person. So make sure that you're just taking responsibility for your business and for your chart. With that being said, you guys need to be checking in with your distributors every day. That's why we have these downline chats. Okay, can you answer the phone? Oh, never mind. He hung up. It was John. He must have butt dialed me. You need to be checking in with your downline chats every day. I don't care if you think that you're being annoying. I don't care if you think that you're being redundant. I don't care if you don't feel like it. Like, there's a lot of days that I wake up and I don't feel like doing anything, but I still, even if it's not first thing in the morning, at some point I'm in all of the chats, and I'm in a lot of chats, you guys. Like, I'm in, for my whole second leg and my whole third leg, like, I'm in all of the one-on-one chats, every single one of them. So that's a lot of chats. There's at least like 30 one-on-one chats that I'm in, I would say. And I'm in all of them at some point during the day. Obviously, as you guys are working with the people that are on your teams, you're, you know, answering questions and doing stuff in them, but I try to be involved in every single one of them every day. And as your team's getting bigger, you know, you're going to be able to like step back and be working with like your personally enrolled distributors and letting your leaders take the lead on checking in with their teams. So like, you know, so like my expectations for Mandy, I expect Mandy to check in with her 3 top line boxes every day, and then check in with all of her leaders. And then her leaders, I expect to then go check in with their top line boxes, any of their personally enrolled distributors, and then their leaders. And then those people's leaders need to be checking in with their boxes and their personally enrolled distributors. And even though we're all in the chats with each other, like, it's your responsibility to be checking in with the people that are right under you, and then making sure that your leaders are then doing that. It has to trickle down, because that's how your team's going to be able to grow. Because when you have a triple diamond chart and you're, you know, triple diamond, you're charting for presidential, you're not going to be able to check in with everybody on a triple leg, everybody on a double leg, and everybody on 2 diamond legs. You physically can't do it. So you need to set those expectations for your leaders right off the rip. Like, okay, you know, and especially like if you're thinking about placing a distributor under somebody. So if you, and I don't expect it like right in the beginning. So like, sometimes I'll enroll someone brand new and then like I'm like, okay, like I gotta fill this chart out. So then I'm like putting distributors under them, but I'm not really telling them that I'm putting distributors under them right away because they're working on getting their first 4 customers still. And so I don't expect them to know how to then go in and lead. So then later on down the road, I'm going to introduce these people to each other and, you know, eventually they'll figure out, you know, that, you know, I placed someone under them. But if someone's in a position like, okay, so like Diana, for example, she came in real quick, got her first 4 customers, was like ready to go. She's super eager. Like you could just tell she's ready to like build a team. She's ready to make money. Like she's ready to do this. She's ready to coach. So me and Mandy went to her and are like, okay, like you ready to start building a team? Like, are you ready to go Ruby? Are you ready to like step into that leadership position? Are you comfortable with that? She's like, hell yeah, like I'm ready to go. And it just like came naturally to her, which was amazing. So like she's good. So like I know that she's going to check in with her team every day and like we don't have to like tiptoe around that. Now that she's starting to build a bigger team under her, she's now going to be teaching, you know, her executive leg, and then that's going to become her one of her Ruby legs for Emerald, and then they're going to be teaching the executive under the Ruby, like, okay, you need to be checking in with your team, and it has to all flow together. So you guys have to set that example for your teams right now, because the leadership comes from the top, comes from up here. So you have to be setting that example, and you can't be asking your team to do anything that you're not willing to do. So that's like such a huge thing, having that like open communication. That's one thing that I noticed, and I know that it's why this particular leg right now is just all growing so fast. It's because you guys are all killing it on being leaders, and you're all killing it with working with your teams and learning about them and helping them and coaching them and being cheerleaders to them and loving on them. And that's why you guys' team is doing so good. So like pat yourselves on the back because you guys are doing an awesome job. But that comes from the leadership that you guys are setting. So I know a lot of this stuff is probably repetitive to you, but I want this video on our YouTube that you can now send to your up and coming leaders that can watch this and, you know, refer back to it and say like, okay, like these are the expectations. Getting on Zooms and trainings, it's super important for you guys. There's like nothing more frustrating to me than when there's someone that's in a leadership position and they have a team under them and they don't get on any of the weekly meetings, they don't get on the calls, they don't get on trainings that are done, they don't watch trainings on YouTube. Like, you guys should be filling your cup with leadership trainings. You can go on YouTube and everybody that is like killing it in this business has leadership trainings, and you guys should be filling your cup with those so that you can pour that down into your team. And like nothing frustrates me more than when people are like never getting on Zooms and calls, especially when they have teams under them, because it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're setting a bad example for your team if you're not even willing to get on Zooms and you're not willing to get, you know, to watch trainings, and you know, you're not willing to host power hours, and you're not checking in with your team, and you're not you know, sharing what's working for you. Like, you're not being a good leader if you're not doing those things, because you can't lead your team if you're not personally growing. Like, you can't grow to the next level if your brain is not going to that next level. Like, your brain's got to get there first, and then your business is going to go catch up. It can't go the other way. So that's why like we stress personal development so much, because you have to let your brain get to that next level and your beliefs to get to that next level for your business to then go catch up. So that's all just like super important. Just like being involved daily, like, most of you guys are, um, just like, being involved with your teams, being in the team chat, like cheering people on, shouting people out when they're getting enrollments. Like, you guys can blow up the millionaires chat, like how I told y'all, like, if you go into eSuite and check like your downline orders, as enrollments are coming in during the day, like you're gonna see those. If you see like, one of the new girls on your team just got their first loyal customer, like go shout them out. Someone just earned their shopping spree, go shout them out. Someone just signed their first distributor, go shout them out. People love recognition. So when you're like being a super huge cheerleader for these people, and you're like then going and like shouting them out and cheering them on in a public forum where now like all of the leaders that are in that page can go comment and tell them how amazing they are and what a good job they're doing, it's just going to pump them up that much more. So like don't be afraid. Like that's why we have that smaller page, so that we can do a lot of like shout outs and loving and like doing all that stuff. And then just like lastly, be who you want your team to be. Like I want all of you guys, I did this exercise maybe like a year ago, but like get out a piece of paper and write down all the characteristics that like the dream, like your dream distributor has, like all the qualities that they have, the personality, just like all the characteristics. Fill up the whole entire page of like what, like if you could enroll like the perfect person to just slay this business, write down just everything about them and then become that person on the page. Because when you become that person, you're going to attract those people. So that's like really all that I have for you guys for tonight. I'm sorry I talked really, really fast. I was trying to like get through all of this in under an hour, which I did. So kudos to me for not getting too sidetracked. I only forgot what I was talking about once. So if any of you guys have any questions, if you want to add anything, if you have any comments, like unmute yourselves, we can chat it out. Does the Apple Pen, so there's the Apple Pencil 1 and then there's the Apple Pencil 2. The Apple Pencil 2 works with the iPad Pro, the new 11 and like 12.5-inch one or whatever it is. And then the Apple Pencil 1 works with like the older models. Does anyone have anything they want to add?
If we could definitely do a Zoom on charting.